Harbaugh had an 86-25 record with Michigan and made the college football playoff 3 straight seasons. So he did what he said he was going to do. He was going to bring home a national championship for the Michigan Wolverines, and then he decided to part ways with them and move forward in the NFL. And anybody that didn't believe that Jim Harbaugh was going to go back to the NFL is blind. This guy is a successful coach. I think he's going to be very successful with the Chargers. And watch out, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs team, because Jim Harbaugh has talent there. They have one of the best and more elusive quarterbacks in the NFL if he can stay healthy. They have a pretty good defense. Slater, one of the best young left tackles in football, has to stay healthy. They need to add some offensive line help. If they decide to keep Eckler, you could see Jim Harbaugh telling the Chargers that he wants Eckler to be on this roster because he's a weapon and he could be used very, very well in the style of offense that he likes to run. He likes to run the ball a lot. I like the deal. I think this is going to absolutely bring a load of fans to the stadium. The Chargers are not selling out. The Chargers are not even filling out half the stadium. That says a lot about why they decided to bring in a Jim Harbaugh, a guy that's going to bring a lot of people to want to watch them, and it's going to sell the product to the fans.
Yeah, I also look at the 49ers when he first got there, and the Chargers now. I think they're very similar. They have top-heavy talent, but have to fill a lot of holes in, and the Chargers are going to have to do that a lot because they're going to be very much against the cap this year. They have a lot of big contracts on defense that they're going to have to figure out what to do with them.
I think you bring them back.
I think Jim Harbaugh, if they have to go younger, because they're probably not going to be able to keep everybody, so that's a good guy to help them out, because Jim Harbaugh's defenses at Michigan were always very good, and especially in the front seven. Now, not all those guys have translated well into the NFL, but still, this is a guy that knows how to work a defense and that running game, too. Austin Eckler is going to be a contract that'll be interesting if they bring back, because you're right, he still is a weapon, but from his rushing perspective, it did go down. Jim Harbaugh will know what to do with it because of the success he had bringing in these running backs with Michigan.
Look what he did with the 49ers. Loves to run the ball, and that's why I think it makes a lot of sense on why they're going to bring Austin Eckler or bring in a veteran running back in to help out whoever they bring in the draft. They will definitely draft a running back this year, but it'll be in the later rounds. But it makes a lot of sense why they would probably re-sign Austin Eckler.
Talent is similarly top-heavy with the receivers. The 49ers, they brought in Anquan Bolden, they had Michael Crabtree, and they brought in Randy Moss, and Jim Harbaugh flourished with those three guys. Rebirthed Crabtree's career. Everyone was thinking he was a bust after 2 years, and all of a sudden Jim Harbaugh comes in, and he's a great receiver again. Vernon Davis at tight end. Chargers have a very similar kind of setup with those three receivers. Quentin Johnson had a bad rookie year. Why not have Jim Harbaugh come in and rebirth him? Mike Williams is always hurt. That Justin Herbert obviously is great on his own too. Imagine what he is with actually good coaching.
You also had Vernon Davis. Now you have a chance to maybe draft Bowers at number 5. Now they could go after the offensive lineman. They can go after Alt or the kid from Penn State. I have a feeling they're going to go after an offensive talent. Jim Harbaugh is an offensive-minded coach. He does have good defenses, but I could see Bauer. He's a weapon. You can use him as a wide receiver / prototype tight end. He's got the ability to run so many different routes. He could be dangerous. We've seen what Laporta did this year for the Lions. He changed their offense. You bring in a Bauer who's probably more talented than Laporta is. You can do more in the offense. So Bauer would be a great pickup for them at number 5. Jim Harbaugh is a coach that likes to be consistent. He likes to run and he likes to throw short passes and make players make plays in the open field. They have Keenan Allen. He's coming back next year. He has 1 more year left on his contract. Mike Williams was explosive the year before. He got hurt early this season, and he has one of the best young quarterbacks in all of football in Justin Herbert. That was the selling point. Out of all the opportunities that were available this offseason, the Chargers were the biggest one. Why? Because it's Justin Herbert. You can win a Super Bowl with a blink of an eye. He's already great, and you could just help him develop even more skills. You could see the Chargers in the playoffs next year and being a contender next year with the talent that they have.
If they could fix even some of the offensive line and some of the defense, that's a great team. You're seeing a lot of these teams now still be able to either make or even win the Super Bowl as long as you have a top 12 type quarterback. The Bengals, when they went to the Super Bowl, nobody thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl. They were a 4 seed. The Ravens, the Browns were in that division with a lot of talent. The Bengals were this young, up-and-coming team that had a lot of big free agent splashes, but nobody expected them to be that good right away. Why can't the Chargers be that same kind of team with already pre-established talent, some good drafts, already good offensive skill players, with Herbert still being a top 7 quarterback, statistical records, working with guys that have been hurt, bad offensive lines, and bad coaching. And Herbert's done a great job with all of that. And now he has Jim Harbaugh, a guy that's worked with lesser talent at the quarterback position at Michigan, still had a good offensive scheme, still was a top 10 team every year. Yeah, Justin Herbert's going to be a top 5, maybe even an MVP candidate quarterback.